in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my 2 books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
I used to work almost 14 hours a day. Every day he was sending me money for lunch.
Every day is like when you go to work?
Exactly. Every day when I go to work.
But did you not feel creepy? Wait, of course he was giving you money all the time. But did you knew that he could actually afford you to such extent?
I never really let my mom see that I was dating someone who was giving me money, whatever. Fortunately, I was like, okay, fine. I don't feel like it's gonna work for me in the office because I see there's money, like a lot of money, and it's not mine.
Did you feel like you were gonna end up stealing it?
I did a little bit.
Watch Slay Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. A key location in the history of the transatlantic slave trade and the story of our foundational Black American ancestors. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. We'll visit historic sites like Elmina Castle and Cape Coast, where you'll see with your own eyes what our ancestors endured. You'll also experience modern Ghana, the culture, the people, the food, and the history they carry, giving you a broader understanding of how our story intersects with theirs. If you've ever wanted to deepen your understanding of our history, this is your opportunity. There are 25 spots available, and once those spots are gone, that's it. So don't wait. Secure your spot today by paying a deposit and be part of this unforgettable journey. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you there's a news platform made just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. The African Diaspora News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream. It is Tuesday, July 1. Thank you, everybody, for coming on in. We greatly appreciate that. Make sure to tell a friend. You know, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. That's very, very important. It's free. It doesn't cost you a single dime to do that. And I trust all of you are doing that, especially you ghost watchers out there who love to watch and that subscribe. You know, come on, subscribe. That way you know exactly when we're doing different things. All right. Make sure you download the ADNC app as Effie has greatly promoted. Thank you to Effie for that. Download the app and join us over there on the app. It's not only supports the platform, but you can see all our content right now. The Ethiopia content is being edited finally, and all of that will be put up on the app. We'll do probably one mashup video for YouTube, but all the different breakup videos we've done will be on the app. The full thing will be on the app, okay? So that will be that, and I'll find out when that start being released on the app and everything once the editors get done with that. Shout out to them. The Ghana trip, of course, that we talked about before. Make sure you sign up, come with us to Ghana in November. As I always say, these trips are done because of requests by y'all every year. It's always, well, I go on the next one, I go on the next one, I go on the next one. Well, the Ghana trip is the next one. Next year is some other ideas, but only if we can do this. So sign up, $199. So in the pinned comment, you'll see that link there. And then you can pay payments. Trust me, I know some of you could probably, oh, shoot, that's nothing. Let me put that on my card. You know, I'm going. You know, I know some of you, trust me, I met you, some of you. Some of you doing very well. Not all black people out here struggling. That I can tell you, and I met you. I meet a lot of you. I think so. Met a brother in the airport, the other day. Seeing what he's doing, and it just a lot of y'all doing great. Sisters are doing great. Brothers doing great. So, come on with us, and you have a good time. All right. So, on AfroWire AI today, we released a new I don't know what to call him. Is it a reporter? I don't know what to call them, but release someone new, Sister Samila. That's our new one that we released. So I know we had Jerome on there as well, but the people just didn't feel Jerome too much. And I always pay attention if you could feel them or not. And the good thing about those, I could swap them out, put more in, take them out. That's a beautiful thing about that. So Sister Samila, she covered a good topic today. I think about these gentlemen wearing bonnets. And I wanted Sister Samila to cover that topic. And I'm going to tell you why. I was in the airport, and my little girl pointed some things out to me more so than I was paying attention to. And you're seeing a lot of these young men walking around with bonnets on. And I'm just looking at this. At first they were talking about the women with them in the airports and all that. Okay, that's one conversation. But we got grown young men walking around with bonnets on because they got to take care of their hair, like a lady. And coming from an era, men had to be men, and you don't want nothing even remotely close to looking like no lady. It's interesting. And also the interesting part too, for me, is that how the sisters even allowed that. And the reason why I say allow, because if women not going to give you no play, you're not going to do it, bottom line. And I know we talk about, and I've said this before, and people don't like when I say this. I don't care, because I'm just, the older I get, the more I don't care. It's beautiful. It's beautiful getting older, actually. But I usually cringe when I see a boy being raised with a single mother, because if that woman isn't the right type, that's when you have these problems that you see today with these boys walking around with bonnets on, or young men walking around with bonnets on, or the little uniform they're wearing. Nobody want to wear actual sneakers and nothing. Everybody walking around with these slippers, bonnets on. Looking like the male version of what people had talked about the women were. That is amazing to me. Just to see this, like, what has happened to the masculinity in our community with some, this is not good. So check out what Sister Samila had to say about that. I thought it was actually pretty good. I was actually pretty shocked by it. But check that out, because just as a brother that's come from, where I grew up at, the time period I grew up in, the 80s and 90s, and, young man definitely in the early 2000s and all of that. It's like something, it went completely wrong. And if you got a young man in your house, don't you let him put no bonnet on his head. Don't you dare. Look, I remember I got on my daughter about that one time. She wanted to put a bonnet on my grandson's head. I said, "What the hell is that? Is that a bonnet?" I said, "Take that junk off that boy's head. No bonnet wearing in here for a boy. If your hair that doggone long, you need a bonnet, then we need to reassess some things." Just my opinion. Get mad. I know you guys that got the long hair. And listen, let me tell you something. I've seen men with long hair, with locks and all kinds of things. They never wore bonnets. They did other things with their hair, but they didn't wear bonnets. So all of a sudden now you just wearing bonnets now. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Brother Great Black Shark said, reason a certain demographic of women put up with the bonnet boy syndrome is that they like males who are into their soft lifestyle. Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And how I look at that is you're conquered. You're a conquered male, and white supremacy don't have nothing to worry about with you. They don't. They see you with a bonnet on and then them the very skinny pants you're wearing, them slides and all of that. They look at you, oh, he's conquered. I ain't got nothing to worry about with him. He's the last one I'm worried about right now. He is not a threat. Oh, shout out to you last night. I got a podcast coming up tonight, of course, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But anyway, let me get that's enough of that topic. But go listen to Sister Samila. It was pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good. And let me go ahead on and get into the meat of what I'm talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It just as a father, that topic really gets to me about men being men. I'm talking about our men, okay? Our men. I don't care what other men do in their community. I'm talking about ours, okay? So don't tell me about men of other races. I don't care what they do. Now, we're going to continue to talk about, and this stuff just keep dropping in the inbox about, some black immigrants are taking issues with FBAs with this mass deportations. I don't see FBAs being the leader of mass deportations. I don't see them calling a bunch of ICE agents. I don't know why we keep getting first it was the Latinos. Now it's some black immigrants. And ever since Trump got rid of that temporary protected status, which the president can, and they put 500,000 Haitians like on the chopping block to get deported back to Haiti, now we hearing it all over again. So first it was the Latinos, now it's some black immigrants telling something to FBAs. And I got a video tonight. Brace yourself. Please brace yourself. Okay, let's go ahead on and get into this. Hold on. Let me say, thank goodness our genetic ways since birth. Is it no wonder at 37 I don't think about when. Dominique, I had a little young brother tell me about my ways. Right, mine is natural too. He said, man, you got some nice. How'd you get your ways? I said, man, my natural, bro. I said, I don't have to put nothing in my hair for these ways, bro. Like he's like, man, I really want to get my hair, like just with some ways like yours. And he said, but man, my girl don't want me to cut my hair and this. I said, yo, girl. I say, man, it's just hair. Tell her I want to cut it. It's hot. All that hair on your head, young brother, It's hot out. You working outside. Cut that mess off your head. Let your head breathe, brother. You know? So, yeah, I always want a guy with a long hair. Like, I question that stuff. I always want a man with a long hair. The women supposed to have long hair. They say a long hair is the glory of a woman, not the glory of a man. Let's go on and get into, y'all going to have me go somewhere else with that. Let's go ahead and get to this video, ladies and gentlemen, so we don't run out of time.
And I'll leave you with this. You can wrap up in it as a blanket, go to sleep on it, because this is the kind of truth that's going to be waiting for you in the morning when you wake up. If Black America feels so comfortable, and this is to who it applies to, it's not all of y'all, but it's a lot of y'all in my comments disrespecting foreign Blacks, and I'm going to have to bring you back to reality. If you're doing so much better than foreign Blacks and you don't want them in this country, why can't you fix the fact that you're still double-crossed in the penal system? You're double-crossed at these jobs. You commit a crime in this country as a Black person, you'll be given 3 to 5 more times the sentencing than someone who's white. So it confuses me when y'all get in my comment section speaking as if you're privileged white men, but you're facing the same hurdles of discrimination the rest of us are facing. I don't understand the crisis in this country. Look at Miami. Miami is the only place in this country where a Black woman, Black American, so this pertains to you, Black American, 35-year sentence, appealed it, got life. Miami hands out life sentences, no chance of parole to Blacks who commit certain crimes like it's candy on Halloween, among other things. Among the discrimination that they face that's outside of the penal system, the job system. Y'all sit here and you holler about systemic oppression left and right every day we log in, but you want to do that to anybody who's foreign and Black? Wake up. You ain't better than us and you not above us. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter if you this kind of Black or that kind of Black. If they could have it their way, they wouldn't have none of us here. And before I go, not to mention, back in the day, it used to be you had to work twice as hard to be seen as half as good. No, not today. If you're a Black American, you have to work 5 times as good to be seen as a quarter of decent compared to your white counterparts. So that's one piece of tea you can clock. Not to mention, Black Americans are the highest race in the country fired for stealing time and things that are looked past when there's someone white in the picture. Okay? Then you want to blame and say Haitians and Latinos, they're taking your job. Haitians are Latino, by the way, but you say Latinos are taking your job. I'm confused at the identity crisis here.
All right. Let's, as always, we're going to start this thing over and just stop it as we need to stop it. So let's start it over.
And I'll leave you with this. You can wrap up in it as a blanket, go to sleep on it, because this is the kind of truth that's going to be waiting for you in the morning when you wake up. If Black America feels so comfortable, and this is to who it applies to, it's not all of y'all, but it's a lot of y'all in my comments disrespecting foreign Blacks, and I'm going to have to bring you back to reality. If you're doing so much better than foreign Blacks and you don't want them in this country, why can't you fix the fact that you're still double-crossed in the penal system? You're double-crossed at these jobs. You commit a crime in this country as a Black person, you'll be given 3 to 5 more times the sentencing than someone who's white. So,
okay, let's start right there. First, you say she's not talking about all. Okay, fine. Not talking about all. But you mentioning systemic issues in America that your family chose to come to. We didn't choose to come to this. We built it, but we didn't choose to come here. All the issues of America, especially with Black folks, are widely known. People remember George Floyd. People remember Corin Gaines. People remember Alton Sterling and all of the Eric Garner. People remember all these people, right? Globally, they can remember some of these incidents. And a lot of you still want to come here to America or do not want to leave America, because here's the thing, sis. All this stuff you're talking about, you don't want to leave. The FBAs, once you can leave this tomorrow. FBA is going to have to be dealing with that system, because we don't have a foreign flag. We don't have a country that we can just escape to. We don't have nothing. It's not a single country that say FBAs, hey, this is your new home. You hit this soil, you got a U.S. citizen today. Come on over here. We don't have that. So even though you're talking about systemic issues that we did not create, and we have been fighting from day one, that's the only reason why people like yourself and your family was allowed to even immigrate to this country, because we have been fighting. Do you see the Klan running around or grabbing you up as a black woman and doing whatever they want to do to you, then put you on a tree? Is that happening to you today in 2025? Why that's not happening? Because of the fight of FBAs. Do you see our churches being bombed and all the things that was happening? Do you see the cops like Bull Connor and releasing the dogs on you and water hoses, all the things that happened to us? None of that has happened to any of you. Why? Because of the fight of FBA. Every right and privilege that you have in this country, in spite of systemic issues, it came because of our fight. So how are you going to tell us to go and try to deal with some systemic issues that we're still fighting to this day, right? We're still fighting it. It's not that we have just gave up on things. We're fighting things all the time. But unfortunately, some things are a marathon. It's not a sprint. But your issue is not systemic anything. Your issue is, let me try to dump on y'all because in your mind, some people told you, I guess they were better. But let's call it what it is. I can really represent the majority of FBAs in what I'm telling you. Most FBAs were not raised to look at foreign black people as an enemy or a problem. I was never told. Nobody I know was ever told. I'm in the black American homeland in the South. That's what the majority of us at anyway. We were never told, hey, if that Haitian come over here, stay away from them Haitians. Don't date that Haitian girl. Don't get involved with that Haitian culture. Hey, that Jamaican girl over there, you better not bring a Jamaican girl home to this house. Oh, them Jamaicans are this and them Jamaicans are that. Hey, don't you bring that Nigerian girl over here. No. You can only marry an FBA. Don't you dare bring a Nigerian girl to this house. Because the Nigerians are this. We were never told that. We were never told to stay away from the Ghanaian. We were never told to stay away from the Trinidadian. We were never told that. But then some of your fellow immigrants are told when they get here, even before they get here, hey, don't marry an FBA. Stay away from the FBAs. Come on now. We have never been taught to be divisive toward any black people. We are the people that was carrying the banner of Pan-Africanism. While a lot of y'all were immigrating here and y'all didn't want to be on no Pan-Africanism at all. And all Pan-Africanism was just saying, hey, black people of every place, let's join together, unify under blackness. And let's work together under blackness so we can fight we need to fight and also thrive as a people together. Now, because the delineation has happened, now all of a sudden you want to, hey, man, where's that Pan-Africanism at? And then people like, well, we've been begging y'all to unify. We've been begging y'all, black people as immigrants to come, let's join together, let's break bread. Now, it's not all, trust me, it's not all, because I have some great brothers and sisters who are immigrants and love them to death. I met them all over the country, okay? So it's not all of them either. But they have a certain sect of them that did not want to unify with FBA. And y'all have to accept that, brother, sister. You got to accept that. You can't fix an issue if you don't accept the truth. It's like a person that's an alcoholic until they accept they're an alcoholic and say, man, I am an alcoholic. I was wilding out when I was drunk. I was saying crazy things. I was fighting. I was doing this and the third. Until you accept what you did, you can't fix anything. Well, let's continue.
It confuses me when y'all get in my comment section speaking as if you're privileged white men, but you're facing the same hurdles of discrimination the rest of us are facing. I don't understand.
When did any black person feel they are a privileged white man? What are you talking about? I know what the conversation is. The conversation is this, and I know where this has been coming from. Some of you have been saying, oh, you black people are next. You FBAs are next. You're going to get deported too. And what they're saying is, no, we cannot get deported. We are citizens of this country. We have a whole 14th Amendment that made us citizens of this country. We're not in the position that y'all are in. And some of you are taking it like FBA saying they're better. We were never raised to think we're better than any black person. we view black people as the same. We, to our ignorance, I'm gonna say ignorance. I would say a righteous ignorance, because we thought that, hey, all black people are the same. We all work together. We all should do this. We all should do that. We knew nothing about tribalism. We knew nothing about it because we wasn't afforded to have tribalism here in America. Yes, we got maybe some differences on religion, some differences on class, some differences about educated versus not educated. But this country taught us a long time ago, all that'll be thrown away real quick when it's time to get down with the get down. There's no black people that's more special than another in this country. So black people saying that they can't get deported is a fact. It's not feeling that you're better. I don't believe, matter of fact, I can confidently say FBAs aren't saying to you they're better. They're just saying that they can't get deported. So please stop with this the scare tactic, trying to get FBAs to come fight your battles, because that's the problem. The problem is you want FBAs. I'm talking about just immigrants in general, not her, but immigrants in general want FBAs to get shot in the face with rubber bullets while they just sit back in the cut and we get beat up and jailed and everything else. And what FBAs are saying, no, you get out there on the pavement, you deal with what we dealt with and fight for your battles. There's no incentive for FBA to get out their house. There's no incentive. You're not offering anything. And what it is that y'all been so used to, and that's our fault, and we correcting that problem. Y'all so used to us just running head first into danger for people and not expecting nothing in return. Now what black people are saying, FBA in particular is saying, is that no, you fight your own battles. We have so much battles in our own community we need to fix. We have a lot of self-hate we need to fix. We have politicians that are horrible that's been undermining us we need to fix. We got these mayors and black mayors in these cities that have been undermining us we need to deal with, city council, the education system, the prison system. We have so many different things that we need to address. See, what you were talking about earlier about the issues systemically, we couldn't really address that because we were sitting here fighting y'all battles. Now since delineation, now we got time to go fight those issues. Because think about it. When we got all the rights, we wasn't fighting for nobody else. We was only fighting for FBA when we got all those rights. Think about it. When we were fighting for the civil rights movement, we were fighting for FBA. We wasn't fighting for this one, that one, that one, that one, this one. We wasn't doing that. We get more done when we fighting for ourselves. That's it. We just returning back to what works. Now, let me see. Chosen says deportation is forcing humility from a lot of groups right now. They not screaming black fatigue and throwing in words or kata and lazy insults now. Yeah, I mean, sometimes life have a way of humbling you. It does. And it gets you to realize sometimes I've been messing up. Sometime. And you think they don't think that, man, you think that in their house they don't discuss, why did y'all tell us to stay away from black Americans? Like, I'm trying to think, I'm talking about the ones that's first generation. You ever thought about right now they asking their parents, why did you tell us that? Because now, listen to what they're saying. And now we need them and we can't really ask them for nothing because y'all taught us this growing up. Like, what did they actually do? Oh, they calling your name? Like, no, okay. So what? We call each other names. No, what did they actually do? Now we need their help and we can't ask because all them names, you know what I'm saying? They having discussions in their house. All of them are. Let's continue.
Stand a crisis in this country. Look at Miami. Miami is the only place in this country where a black woman, black American, so this pertains to you, black American, 35-year sentence, appealed it, got life. Miami hands out life sentences, no chance of parole to blacks who commit certain crimes like it's candy on Halloween.
And yet you know all that and you're still here. Now, you have a privilege that FBAs don't have. You can know everything you just said, and that's factual, what she's saying. Everything you just said, and you're still staying here. Why? If all this stuff in America is so bad, and I didn't say this stuff didn't happen. She's not lying. But you know all this, and you still want to be here. Why? FBAs can't just pack up and go like you can, right? Or you and your family can. But out of all that you knew, so you're a black woman, that can happen to you. And yet you're still here. So why are you trying to throw a case, this one case, in FBA's face when that can happen to you too? And yet, and I can honestly say it can happen to you by choice because you got another country to go to if you like. We don't. Hence why we have to fight. If we had another country to go to, and say, hey man, what's the point of fighting this place? Go to the place that's your other homeland, right? It doesn't make sense. I don't get the logic. You're telling us all this stuff, and yet you want to stay in the mess too.
Among other things, among the discrimination that they face that's outside of the penal system, the job system. Y'all sit here and you holler about systemic oppression left and right every day we log in, but you want to do that to anybody who's foreign and black. Wake up.
How is FBAs in a position to do systemic oppression to black immigrants? How? Okay, let's go through it. Is FBAs in control of the education system? In order to systemically oppress black immigrants, we would have to be in control of the education system and have things in place to systemically oppress black immigrants. You know good and well we don't control education. We don't control law in this country. Show me where FBAs are control of the laws in this country that we could create laws to specifically oppress black immigrants. You know who's oppressing black immigrants right now? White folk. Trump. ICE. All them. Those on Stephen Miller, right? That's the main dude behind it. He's the main dude. What did they say about Stephen Miller? If it was up to him, it only have 100 million people in this country and they all be white. Didn't they say what Trump said about him behind the scenes? That he's that hardcore with it? He wanted nothing but white folks here? They're the one oppressing you. FBA's saying that they can't be deported, not oppressing you. Why don't you go tell them folks that? So we can't oppress you in education. We can't oppress you in law. We can't oppress you in the area of business. We can't do that. What do we control? What licenses, business licenses we control? What permit agencies are permitting in cities that we control? You may have a couple of cities that got black people, folks, but we don't control permits in this country. We don't control the taxes. We don't print the money. We don't control immigration. We don't control anything. So how could FBA be oppressing you? No, the fact is you want an easy target, and the easy target is FBA. Your target should be them folks, because they the one. Listen, when the ICE agents show up, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be an FBA ICE agent showing up. I promise you that. They don't hire a bunch of FBAs in those jobs. They got maybe a couple here and there. I'm not saying they don't hire none, but the majority of at least what we're seeing, they're all Caucasian. Maybe some Latinos in there too, some Asians, but most of them are Caucasian. We are in no position to oppress anybody in this country or any other country. The only thing black folks can do very well is run off of their mouth. We can collectively fight when we're ready to, and we can collectively economically boycott and destroy businesses. Clearly, we could. Even though the reasoning behind it is something that I don't really agree with. I think there's other corporations that should have been boycotted, like a Walmart. I think Walmart should have been boycotted over Target, but that's my position. But you can clearly see when black people do start boycotting a place, it hurts them. It hurt them bad. even though black people are not the majority. So our power lies in economic boycotts too. Well, Dr. King showed us that a long time ago, right? Now, Chosen says betraying FBAs is costly. It's a turn. It's a F around and find out. That's just kind of what he's saying there, right? So no, we're not in a position to oppress nobody. We don't jail black immigrants on any crimes. We don't sentence black immigrants to anything. We are not in a position to oppress anybody. Talk to the real oppressor, and the real oppressor ain't us. You know who the real oppressor is, the one that's really oppressing you in your homeland. And they oppress you in your homeland, and that's why you ran over here to be with us. Because at least with these black people here, they have fought for some rights where you can at least enjoy. Let's continue.
You ain't better than us and you not above us. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter if you're this kind of black or that kind of black. If they could have it their way, they wouldn't have none of us here. And before I go, not to mention, back in the day, it used to be you had.
You're right. If they had it their way, none of us would be here. I'm glad you acknowledged that. If they had it their way, but they did not have it their way. Why? Because of FBA. That's why they didn't have it their way. We were the ones that got the rights. We were the ones that actually kicked the door open for black immigrants and any other immigrant outside of white into this country. You're 100% right. Stephen Miller would love it to go back to nobody here. But what he say, 100 million white folks is what he want in this country. He want all other races gone. That's what he want. So that you're right about. If they had it their way, but they didn't get their way. If they had it their way, we'll still be in slavery. If they had it their way, we'd be still underneath the black codes. Convict leasing, if they had it their way, we'll still be under Jim Crow if they had it their way. But because of our fight, and because we just didn't put up with things, and because we just didn't collectively run when the going got tough, it's the reason why your family, ma'am, was allowed to come here and enjoy things, even though it's not perfect, completely not. Even though the fight isn't over, it's not. But you'd rather be here with the problems here than in your homeland when nobody's going to oppress you, right? Let's continue.
You have to work twice as hard to be seen as half as good. No, not today. You're a black American. You have to work 5 times as good to be seen as a quarter of decent compared to your white counterparts. So that's one piece of tea you can clock. Not to mention black.
Hold on. Ma'am, I will say this. In 2025, we don't care about them folks like that. Well, you got to work twice as hard to be seen. I don't give a... okay. I don't care what white folks think about me. I don't wake up in the middle of the night thinking about them. I don't say, ooh, how white people gonna think about me? I had a sister ask me today. And shout out to that sister and her husband. She asked me today when I was in her business, maybe less than an hour ago. And she said, your business model, how do you, where's your customer base? I said, us and us globally. And I said, I'm not pivoting out of that. I told her I learned years ago that we are the culture. We don't have to do nothing else. Everybody want to follow our culture. I don't think about them folks. I don't think about what strategies I can do to bring the folks in to watch what I'm doing. I don't think like that. What advertisement I can do to maybe get the folks to start watching. Get the folks watching right now. Hello, folks. How are you? And you may be good people, the ones who watching. I'm not saying nothing bad about you. I'm not saying nothing bad about you, but I'm just got to keep it real. I only focus on my community and my community globally, and I'm not changing that. Everything I do is targeted to my community and my community globally. So listen, there's freedom in that. Listen, if I was begging to get into their circles, then comes that, well, I got to work 10 times as harder to get one thing. You're 100% right when you want to be in their sandbox. I'm focusing on being in the black sandbox where I don't have to worry about working 10 times harder for anything. Now, being in the black sandbox, I still got to work hard. But at least in the black sandbox, I'm more appreciated here. You understand? When I do things for the enjoyment and in the community, it's very appreciated. I'm not worried about the trust because I work for the folks for many years in petrochemical and all that. Yes, you're right. You're 100% right. You're not appreciated. You're not paid right. You watch them come in there and with no educational experience and get over you, and you've been there for years. Their system is set up for like that. Their system is undermining to any kind of black person. It is scammy and all kind of things that their system. So the true freedom in a black person tell you they work for them folks and then start working for themselves. You feel like you're being emancipated. When you're going to work more for yourself. Sure, you're going to have more problems. Oh, yes. But I'd rather have the problems I have today than the ones I had with them folks. See, some of you black immigrants, you worry about with them folks too much. I don't care what they do. They live their life. They do it. Listen, if they don't bother us and leave us alone, there's no reason to talk about them. The only reason we talk about them because they won't leave us alone. I always say if they can treat us like they treat the Asians and you know, they really don't mess with the Asians, I promise you we wouldn't say 2 words about them. They pay their reparations, cash payments, settle that old beef. Man, we got nothing to say no more. We cool. Some of you black immigrants are so worried about them folks and what they think about you. That's your problem. I learned a long time ago. If somebody don't like you, it's nothing you can do to make them like you. Nothing. They can say, well, I like you if you do this and you do it, they still don't like you. Well, I like you if you do that and you do that and they still don't like you. They don't like you if you fight for your people. They don't like you if you sell out. They don't like you if you're in between. They just don't like you. Okay, and that's fine. That's their prerogative and that's their right. So my motto, and that's why I encourage there, at least in what I'm doing, is to focus on the community. Now, I understand different businesses, you may have to have more of an inclusive thing, but I don't have to do it. I don't have to do it. So but I always say any business you have as a black person, make sure you're good with black people, make sure black people are centered, and make sure black people are taken care of. Take care of everybody, but make sure you good with the community first. Don't get all that shucking and jiving because if you lose black people in business, you lost it all. Because them other communities not going to even support you. Listen, other communities see that black folks don't rock with you, your own community, they for sure not rocking with you. That I can tell you. Let's continue.
Americans are the highest race in the country fired for stealing time and things that are looked past when there's someone white in the picture. Okay? Then you want to blame and say Haitians and Latinos, they're taking your job. Haitians are Latino, by the way, but you say Latinos are taking your job. I'm confused at the identity crisis here.
Okay, let's talk about stealing time. You know, to these folks, if you clock in 1 minute early, that's considered stealing time. You clock in 5 minutes early, that's considered stealing time. If you clock out 5 minutes late, 1 minute late, you can be considered stealing time. They very oppressive, okay? I wouldn't care if somebody clocked in 5 minutes early. I don't care about that junk. What's 5 minutes in the grand scheme of things? Okay, they clocked out 5 minutes late. That's 10 minutes. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Sure, if they did that in a week, that's an additional 50 minutes. They get paid by the hour. How much am I really paying them? And are they actually working? Are they trying to get to the, I'm not oppressive like that. So I don't care about that stealing time. Or did they do their work? I don't care about that crap. But see, I don't like time clocks anyway. Time clocks are oppressive to me. Just tell a person, hey, just get the job done. Whether you do it right now or later, I just need to see the job done. Time clocks are oppressive. I got to make sure I get there on time. I got to make sure this. I got to make sure that. That is so oppressive to me, a time clock. Now we can have a deadline and say, hey man, we need to get this done by 3:00 today because this is due. Deadlines is fine. Time clocks, I don't like them. I don't like a time clock at all. Like I said, it's oppressive as hell. A lot of them finding out about them folks. A lot of them are finding out and a lot of them told us, "Oh, you FBAs, y'all just always talking about racism and what the white man is doing and all of that, right? They always telling us that, oh, y'all the one bringing up the racism because look, they treat me good, and then y'all fell for that. Yeah, I like y'all more than the FBAs. I had a Haitian brother in Florida told me one time, but he was one of them brothers that got it. He said, he had a white woman tell him, Haitian brother. He told me, he said, man, they say, I like Haitians more than Black Americans because y'all just, so much better. Y'all work hard. And he said, I told her, that's my brothers. What are you talking about? And he said she kind of, took it back when he said that. But she felt comfortable because maybe she talked to other Haitians that feel like, oh my God, Miss Ann, she thinks I'm better. You know what I'm saying? That they run so much game on y'all, and now y'all finding out all that game FBAs told you about. Like, bruh, all the game they ran on us first. That's why we come and tell you that, man, don't believe nothing they tell you. No matter how much they think how good you are, or you're so much better. Even they try to come to us and say, FBAs, y'all a lot better than Black immigrants. Now they want to say that stuff now. I'm like, man, get away from me, bro. I don't want to hear no talk from you about other Black people. Not you. Because anything listen, based on your track record, if you're breathing, you're lying. I can't believe nothing you tell me until I fact check it. No matter what it is. I don't care if you told me the sky was blue. I got to fact check that. Listen, let me look up and see if the sky really blue. I can't believe nothing you say. You have been a 400 plus year liar. A deceiver, a scammer. No, you're not going to come to me. I don't care what issue we may have in the diaspora. See, then that's the difference with FBAs versus Black immigrants. Let me tell you this. We may have issues with other Black people, but we're not going to let them come in the mix and come talk crap. Even if we got beef with you, I'm arguing with him. You stay in your place. Don't you talk about him. And then we may even be arguing with you. Don't you talk about him, because see, we know how to get on code. We don't let them folks come in the midst of us and start talking about another Black person. But some of you let them do that. Get in the mix of you and talk about us, and you tee-hee-hi-hi against Black people. And then now you're seeing how they really feel. Now they want ICE to come get you behind out of here. And that's what you're bothered about. Now you feel like, man, God, man, what I'm going to do? The FBA's want nothing to do with me in some instances. Like, shoot. We told y'all, you don't ever side with them folks against any Black person, no matter where they come from. But that's our culture, though. Our culture is we would never, as a culture of people, we talking about as a collective of people, side with them folks against another Black person. It's just not happening. I'm not siding them folks against nobody personally. If they come to me, oh man, the Asians, the Hispanics, they're like, man, I don't want to hear that because you don't like nobody. Don't come over here trying to get me, don't get me on your team. You go tell them yourself. Why you over here telling me about the Hispanics or the Asians? You go tell them yourself. And all you other groups fall for it every time, then get shocked when the people, start getting at you now. Want to get you out the country, beating you up, shooting you with rubber bullets. Now you're shocked. Oh my God, what are FBAs? At their house, chilling. Great Black Shark say, yes, they got a fact. I check it about 10 times. Yeah, you can't believe nothing. You got to ask the AI and everything else. Hey, folks over here saying this, is this true? Yeah, you look, the smartest thing you would do is don't believe nothing them folks tell you. I'm telling you. They have lied so much to us, and now Black immigrants are finding out that too. So what I would say this, because it's not all Black immigrants. It's not all. It's definitely not all. There's a lot of Black immigrants that's on code, and we rock with them. We love them. I love them. They my brothers. They my sisters. But to those of you who have been off code, get on code. Get on code. Listen, let me tell you, it's easier for y'all to fix an issue than these other groups. I will tell you that. That's the only advantage y'all got is black immigrants. Y'all can fix y'all issue probably that quick. But these other ones, you know, like systemically doing things, because black immigrants wasn't firebombing no black folks out of nowhere. Okay? Black immigrants wasn't forming gangs to go attack black people and being supported by the Democrat Party. Black immigrants ain't do that. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all can fix y'all issue pretty quick. It's not, to me, it's not that, it's an issue, but it's not that deep. But these other ones, yeah, it's a big issue with a lot of them. A big issue. Coming into our neighborhoods, black immigrants, for the most part, haven't came to our neighborhoods, got all the real estate, got all the businesses, and then treating black people any kind of way. I ain't really seen that happening with black immigrants. It's them other ones, the Indians, the Pakistanis, the all different Asian groups coming in our communities. I can't even say really the Latinos, because they even do that. It's most of those groups, those considered Asian groups. And they want to be racist in our own communities. Then you got to have them shooting black people in these convenience stores. And then like the last one I saw in New Era, Detroit, you know, out there in Detroit, when they wouldn't shut them down. How many times brothers and sisters had to go shut down convenience stores? And none of them been owned by black immigrants, or I can't even say they've been owned by Latinos either. There's always these people that's considered these Asian groups or Arab groups or whatever. So that's why I say the issues of black immigrants is just not that deep to me. It's surface level, but it's not that deep. Yeah, Curly Girl says, that's like a quote, we live, sleep, and drink with them. We know them all circles and squares. Yes. You got to remember, we was on a plantation with them for 250 years. If anybody know these people, we do. We spent 2.5 centuries on the plantation with them. How you think we don't know them? You gonna tell the people that got the PhD in these people that we don't know what we talking about? What the hell is that? That's like me going to your homeland and saying you don't know what you talking about. And y'all been there thousands of years, but I don't know, you know, I know better than y'all. Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely want to thank y'all for joining us on this stream, this great stream tonight. And I will say this much to all my black immigrant brothers and sisters out there. Like I say, I got a lot of love for all y'all. Trust me, I do. You on code, I got love for you. If you're off code, get on code, okay? Get on code. Black immigrants, if your paperwork not right, then I'm going to tell you this much, man. You got to get out of the major cities for one. Because you're in the major city, they going to get you, right? You may have to go to some small area that's ducked off somewhere. I don't know. Lay low. Don't be posting on social media. I don't know. You better lay low somewhere. I don't know what to tell you. But, you know, maybe you can hold out to Trump. Trump is out or whatever. Because trust me, 9 times out of 10 it's probably going to be a Democrat to follow Trump. If the midterms, Democrats don't come back in. I think a lot of Democrats will come in the midterms. So that may slow some things Trump is doing down once the Democrats get back in. Because they're going to get back in. I'm telling you, the Democrats are going to get back in. That's for sure. Even maybe the presidency in 4 years. Not to say I'm going to vote for a Democrat, but I'm just saying a lot of people will, you know, possibly. Because Trump, you know, some things Trump's doing I like, but there's some things Trump's doing is doing too much or going too far. Let me use that, or going too far. Because, you know, you can do immigration and not go too far with it, right? But hey, some people need that. I think immigrants really needed to see that. Because black people told them about that, but they never seen it, so they thought we were lying about this country. Now they really getting to see this country in how it really is. And that's why a lot of them coming back to FBAs now like, boy, y'all sure told us. Oh, wow, y'all told us. God, I hate we didn't listen. And I think it took that. So, you know, maybe they'll get some act right after that. But Gary and Ursa, thank you for joining us here. We greatly appreciate it, Gary and Ursa. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure to head over to AfroWire AI. LaSherica is going to be doing her thing at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is connected to here. Then my podcast will come up at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll